Hey fellow carpenters, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA. Episode 15, Longhouse Labor of Love. So these pelts, if you're wondering, would need to be higher level, like the tanning bench. This building. Wow, I'm not speaking well. So if I wanted to do pelts, I'm going to need to upgrade the hut at some point, but at least the leather can be cured. The pelts have to wait. But I can just stick the pelts in here, no problem. So most of the materials that we have to be delivered to the Longhouse have been delivered. Some of the large stone is missing that they probably have access to that could be delivered, but we're getting to the point where if we want the Longhouse built, I'll need to hire a carpenter. And for that we need at least a metal axe so the carpenter can actually chop stuff up. So if I did want to hire a carpenter here, nobody in my village has like actual decent carpentry skills. I'm gonna hire unexpected for it. And then I am going to drop my own axe off and make a new one. So that he can do carpentry, and I already have the draw knife. So please add a crafting task. Let's do that real quick. So add task. We're going to want posts. We'll do until we have 6. Or actually, let's do a small batch. Beams 2. Shafts 4. Planks 4. And I believe he has all the he has all the tools he needs in order to get this done. So we have a carpenter and a builder working on the Longhouse. Question for you guys. So the leather that I have, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything immediately with the leather because now that it's cured, I still probably need flax for it. But here's some of the things that you can make with leather. So the thick linen shirt requires some leather scraps and leather, but it offers a lot more cold protection and armor. So that's definitely something I'm going to want, because if I take a look at myself, I have a flimsy shirt and flimsy pants. So getting myself thick linen for top and bottom is going to offer me a remarkable amount of protection, but of course it requires 10 linen a piece. Then, of course, there is the pelt cape, but I don't have the improved leatherworker to cure the pelts yet. So I would need to upgrade this shack. And then I could do the rough helmet, but that's a lot of metalwork. It would definitely require you to vote for it. So the things I don't have right now are just the thick leather stuff. So in regards to the priority that you guys voted on, I think I'm going to try to get myself the thick hide version of the clothing that is offered, so that I have more armor, and as a result I'll be tougher. But that might be all the flax I have unless there's a harvest. I'm having scrap code come heal me real quick. Come on, scrap code, get over here. Whack me in the face with your sage or whatever it is. All right. How much flax do we have? Worst case scenario, I can always... Oh, are you out of rakes? Ah, I see. That's probably the bottleneck. So let's get him a few rakes. Some point we'll opt for metal rakes, but I don't quite have the metal for that yet. That's probably been the holdup. So if we don't have the flax yet, what I can do is do a pick up multiple bark and turn it to material. I don't think we're going to have enough bark for me to make thick leather or the thick stuff yet. Unless I really go collecting for bark everywhere, which might not be a good, efficient use of time. Because there is bark around, but fetching it piecemeal kind of sucks. Now, another thing I could do is to add bark storage into the stockpile, and then if there is bark around to be fetched, my person working in the stockpile will grab the bark and deposit it, which is a good, like, low priority thing to do, so that when all the higher priority cleanup is done, they at least have other tasks to work on. So I could go that route as well. But it does look like the farmer is, Oh, I think he's de-weeding. Never mind. It looked like a harvest, but I was wrong. You need berries for cooking? Oh, yeah, let's fix that. We'll just do a full shelf of meat soup. How big is the module for bark storage? It's not very big. It's pretty small. And it's really, really cheap. So I'll stick bark storage in here. Cheers. How much bark do we got here? 15? I might be able to eke out some thick clothing. One thing you might have noticed is even though I'm not hanging around fires, it's not like I'm getting hypothermic regularly. I'm insulated enough that, like, most of the danger for seasonal temperatures is negated. It doesn't take much. Going beyond the point that I'm at is nice, but not, like, critically necessary. So I think I need 20 linen in order to make the next set of thick stuff, if I wanted the thick stuff. So we'll see how close I get. Oh, I will have exactly 20, actually, doing the math. Cool. Unless it needs threads. But what should I work on the next project? Up to you guys. So if you want me to work on that longhouse so we can expand our population, you can vote for that. If you want something else, that's cool too. So I will need a little bit more fabric for the linen threads. Or a little bit more fibers for linen threads. The other thing I could do is I could go out into the wilds and just like collect flax from the fields. That's not entirely unreasonable. I would just prefer not to. I think there's probably still bark around. So peacefully quiet in the winter here. One of the things I like about like real life winter is how quiet it can become. Thick linen shirt, thick linen pants. And the big thing about this is my armor. So previously, my armor was 20, because I had a thick linen hood for 10, and boots for 10. And now it's 90 more than that, because of the pants that I've made. So my own personal armor has gone up considerably as a result of those two tiny little projects. Seems to me, let's steal your bed before you go to sleep, that you guys want me to build a structure, so I'm going to help build the Longhouse. I think it will be beneficial for me to get the Longhouse up so that we have more manpower. And one thing I don't have for the Longhouse is an axe for myself. So before I help with the Longhouse, I'm gonna need an axe to actually cut the shafts and the planks. And it doesn't look like I have any spare torches. There's, they collected fibers. Good to know. I figure I'll just make a big batch of torches and then I don't really have to worry about it for a bit. So now I've got the proper iron pick, I can start harvesting the actual iron, which is a higher yield than the just cave walls. One thing I will note is sometimes the iron kind of like clips into the terrain. So use the hold pickup multiples so that you can actually fetch the iron that like might have clipped into the ground. I think NPCs can like manage to hoover up the stuff that ever clips though. So if you ever assign anyone to the mining hut, they'll clean it up for you as well. So good news is I got a lot more iron that run because the actual nodes are just a lot more efficient. And I'm going to be greedy again and try for a bigger batch. Like I didn't learn my lesson from last time. One of these days I'll manage it. But might as well try to go big. And I do have the stamina bonus right now, so it should be okay. At least I'll get 5. So once I have the axe, I'll be making the shafts, beams, posts, and planks. And then, I hope Sapo, who's our quarry person, should be able to get the large stone. I could put a stone fetch flag up near the mines. I don't know if they will really, like, go in the mines for the stone, though. Sometimes they're not that smart. Alternatively, I could assign her to the mines and to fetch the stone and stick it into the... Maybe that's what I'll do. Come on. Give me 6. Oh, this bellow is running out of air. Nope. I'm not gonna get 6. I'm gonna get 5 again. Oh, well. I tried. Now, another advantage, which is why, like, episode 1, I ran out to the caves. Another one of the advantages of having the mines nearby is the mines supply so much large stone that it's really going to aid you in building larger settlements. Because you're going to need to do a lot of footwork to fetch large stones if you don't have a mine nearby. So the mine, for many reasons, offers a massive bonus. And to that end, let's get Sapo assigned to the mine hut. And then I just want to get eyes on the mine hut to prioritize large stone over actual iron. I'm not too concerned about the iron right now. So I primarily want large stone, then small stone. Don't really worry about iron or scraps. Oh, wolfars are approaching. I'm gonna have to go find Unexpected and steal his axe from him. Hello. Thank you. Bye-bye. And that's why I wanted an axe of my own. Unexpected, where'd you go? Hello. You can have this back. Alright, now that I have the 4 of these will go into my axe. And while the blooms are heating up, I could do some skinning. It is a small pack, but these wolves are, without metal tools, they can be a little difficult to contend with. Oh boy. Corpse explosion. So it's nice to have, you know, better tools for that. I know that you can tap R to do it quicker. I also know that most of you are illiterate, and you can tell that I have the no backseating on, despite the fact of the amount of backseating in the chat. It doesn't bother me so much, but when people ride me like a nag, it's like, I have a wife, don't need to. Not that mine nags, but you get what I'm saying. so we've got the axe blade. And all I need to do... One of the beautiful things about the axe blade, why I really like it, is the other carpentry things, the other, like, metal tools require a shaft. And shafts, of course, require carpentry tools. Whereas the axe blade, for repairs, you just stick a stick on it. Which makes it so much easier to do. So what I'm going to try to do is to work in collaboration with Unexpected here, so that we are managing carpentry, because there's 2 benches, if you will, and I'd like to not interrupt whatever he's working on, so that we're both working in unison. But I'm not entirely sure what he's doing right now. Okay, so he's making beams. Got it. Or posts, rather. Zippy Noodles, Fat Wombat, and John Keys. Thank you for the everything. 2 resubs and gifted sub. Ooh, and Kelly and all the gifted subs. Oh, thank you, thank you. My inventory is just about full. Make some room. I should probably tan the hide now I'm looking at it. Cheers. And unlike the cottages, the Longhouse is a 2-stage, as you I'm sure can tell. So, given that it is a 2-stage process, it's once we have all the initial materials in it, it's mostly just like building the roof, which is like a lot of thatch, but that's not so bad. I have not yet skinned the second wolf. Probably our hunter is going to do it without me needing to do it, though. Yes. Probably? No, that's the builder. I guess I'll skin it. Not sure what our hunter's up to, but apparently they're too lazy to do this themselves. Honestly, they were probably just sleeping. They don't work 24/7. That would be inhumane. You need torches to work? Nope, no you don't. I made like 7 of them. Shut up, you! But I think at this point you can start to see the synergy of having wood storage, carpentry, and your woodcutter all adjacent to one another. Obviously I don't have the woodcutter in this equation built quite yet, but carpentry ends up being what you need to do like tons and tons and tons of. So it's really important to try to streamline that industry so that you can actually build efficiently, which is what I warned about continually while laying everything out. Because for a longhouse, you know, for its requirements, it is six birch longs, 23 birch longs, 10 log birch, and 3 log birch. That's a lot of trees. That is a lot of trees that you have to cut down for one house, right? When you do the math. So you can very quickly realize, like, oh wow, you know, carpentry is a workplace that is just going to get massively overutilized. I mean, it's not even necessarily unreasonable, depending on the amount of population that you have, to have like an entirely separate crafting hut just for like 2 carpentry, so you end up with like 2 or 3 carpentry total. Given the quantity of the tasks that this thing requires. Since the update, you've been having trouble getting the hunters to get meat from the hunks. Huh, maybe that's a bug in the update. I mean, I see the hunter here, obviously hauling the meat chunks. I wonder if I'm going to run into that issue or not. If you have trouble, prioritize raw red meat over meat hunks, so they'll chop up the meat hunks. But I did just watch our hunter not chop up that meat hunk, so it might be a priority thing. I'm not really sure. Another very useful thing is if there's like a high traffic area and you have the fuel to spare, you can set up fires in that high traffic area. So for instance, where they hang out near a wood totem, if you have fires near the wood totem, whenever they're getting leisure, they're also staying warm. That way, once they're done with their leisure, they don't need to go hang out and warm up. They're already warm enough to go return to work. No, excuse me, I'm standing here. Don't... What are you doing? Oh, they're picking up bark. Oh, I was wondering about that. That's the warehouse worker picking up bark, not the other carpenter. You need a bag to carry a hardwood log. Wait, what? Really? Well, regardless, I know I'm the only one in the colony right now that can cut down birch trees because I haven't actually rolled metal axes out to the other woodcutters. So I'm responsible for sourcing all the hardwood for the project, at least for now, until we get a higher level woodcutter hut and metal axes for those woodcutters. That's one of the reasons why to build a longhouse, so that we can have more workforce to do these things. Oh, nice! I didn't realize you can take it from the out. That's really handy. I can just yoink it through the walls of the warehouse to deliver where it needs to go. It looks like we need some more planks. Or posts and planks. So I'll cut down some of the bigger trees. Needless to say, the wider the tree, the more logs you get. So if you look at the hit points, because the width of the tree also correlates to the hit points, the higher hit point trees will have more logs than long sticks. I do see that there's a lot of other... You need rakes again. And then you probably need arrows. Bows. You broke all your bows. Okay, so rakes and bows. Got it? And I can just picture the comments now, which is, you should have a craftsman make that stuff. I want to make that stuff myself so I can actually level up my crafting skill. So there's a very good reason why I haven't automated that process, because I need the skill related to that process. Hence the doing it for myself. Can I deposit in here? Oh, sick. That's really convenient. For some reason or another, the phrase, "rake me, my friend," like Nirvana, just popped into my head while making those rakes. Rake me. Alright, I don't think I'm going to opt for a longbow because that requires wood shafts. I mean, it's more durable, but it's, like, kind of really expensive. So I'll just make some, simple bows. With the sticks I don't have. Is there... Yeah, there's sticks over here. Reminds me of my childhood playing pick up sticks. Man, the games I played as a kid, thinking back, were boring as hell. I don't think I'd ever put my toddler through that stuff. Like, pick up sticks? Pick up sticks is like just poor man Jenga. Just play Jenga. It's like someone dumped a bunch of sewing needles on the ground and went, huh, I wonder if we can turn a game into this. It's like, you can, but you shouldn't. How the arrows looking? We're probably low on arrows, but they were complaining about not having bows. So I'm just gonna, like, source a whole bunch of bows for now. After making... Let's make two more bows. I'll just make a batch of arrows, too. I definitely have enough bone to go up to the bone arrow tier. And I think we're halfway through winter now. It hasn't been that harsh. I honestly have not really needed to hover around a fire. I know I'm by far the best clothed in the entire colony, but I haven't actually noticed a lot of the other colonists, like, freezing their butts off huddling around fires either. Looks like they're all, weathering it well. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But I'm not actually sorry, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't usually find myself in a position of, like, going all the way up to iron-tipped arrows. I feel like that's, like, a bit more expensive than what is really necessary early on. But now that we have those tools out of the way... Oh! Someone needs fiber. Now that we have those tools out of the way, I'm going to go back to focusing on, supplying the needs... Oh, so you can see that our supplier is saying I'm freezing to death. That's the indicator that they need to go warm up near a fire. So I'm going to focus on the posts first, and then we'll do the beams and shafts after. But we have most of the resources delivered here already. Maybe grab the large stones from the cave. I already have a miner doing that. Sapo's hired to do that. I could have large storage, stone storage in my stockpile though. That, however, would be reasonable. That way, the warehouse stock person will grab the stones from the mine and bring them down to the warehouse where they're easily accessible. So, with that in mind... Let's do it. Storage. Stone. Can't really see with this lock in my hand. I'll put it there. So when I first started doing carpentry, I had to do like 4 or 5 draws to debark it. Now I'm down to like 2 or 3. It's really easy to level up significantly to make a big dent on the on what you need to be able to do this efficiently, which is great. it does level up quick. Well, it's -16, so I think this blizzard is going to be the first storm that pushes me to needing to heat up at a fire. But what I'll do is I'll allow myself to get cold, which is like 50% loss of body heat on the wheel on the bottom left, before I go huddle. Smithing does heat you, true. When you're near a forge or the charcoal pit, really anything you set on fire will heat you, which is great. So if you're like making charcoal or cooking food, or you know, which is reasonable, but it does calculate that way, as it should. So as far as the houses have fuel, I'm not going to worry too much about like refilling it myself, because they do that. That's villager tasks for the most part, and I can leave it to them to fulfill that. Nice. This is the last post I need to build. Can you put a fire near their altar? I can. I don't intend to. Put a priority and all. I work on what's above my head. Must have messed up that road a little bit. Doing some road repairs. So we're 11 long sticks away from being done. Not even, because I see that there's at least 2 posts and 4 shafts sitting here in the carpenter that just hasn't been delivered. So 8 more, 6 more beams. That's all we need. Plus and then the stuff actually physically delivered. Not bad at all. Hey, Moxie. How's it going? And thank you for the resub. I am feeling cold. So the I am feeling cold is like a warning that you're just getting too cold. I'll warm up in here. And being housed is, if you mouse over it, you have a roof over your head. It's kind of a generic bonus, but basically anything within a house will benefit from the, you know, the heat of that house. So this like fireplace is adding heat to the entire room, which is great. And now my heat meter is almost full. Didn't take very long. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vikings.